My name is Emma Wu, and I'm serving as one of the Secretaries General of the 2021 International Students Model United Nations Conference. It is my honor to welcome you to the ISMUN Conference, and I am beyond excited to see what each and every one of you have to offer at the conference. Whether it be giving eloquent speeches that foster fruitful debate, or being a friendly delegate that seeks to make friendships throughout the conference, I know that you will add something special to this conference, and I'm so glad that I get a chance to witness that throughout this weekend. When COVID-19 first hit my world, I was utterly disappointed because it meant giving up many fun activities such as participating in Model UN conferences. For months, I would entertain myself by taking up eccentric hobbies such as learning calligraphy writing or watching hours and hours of skincare videos. But everything changed after I discovered that people around the world had discovered a new way of participating in MUN conferences, and that was through Zoom. At first, I wasn't too pleased with this idea. I thought to myself, this could never compare to the in-person conferences that I was used to. But after a few close friends started joining these online conferences, I gave in to peer pressure and thought, why not? It couldn't hurt, right? It was the night of August 14th when I sat in my bedroom, kind of dreading to attend this online conference. I had thought, I couldn't make connections with people like I could in the in-person conferences, and I would get sick at staring at my screen for hours. And most importantly, I wouldn't even get a chance to pass those notes filled with paper origami and tic-tac-toe games during the conference. That was my favorite part. What a bummer. When it was finally time to join the Zoom for the first committee session of this online conference, I frowned, convinced that I would not have a good time. In the first committee session, I was not impressed. Every 10 minutes, I would look at the clock and sigh, wishing that time would move faster. Just as I had expected, Zoom conferences were much different from the in-person ones that I had been used to, and it took a lot of adjusting for me to get the hang of things. But when the second committee session started, that's when debate really took off. Me, being the natural public speaker and debater that I am, immediately became interested in discussing the topics the ECOSOC committee had to offer. And soon, I found myself losing track of time, and instead of constantly looking at the clock to see when time would pass, I would constantly raise my placard to speak on the issues that I was passionate about. By day 3, I felt like a real UN representative. I quickly adapted to Zoom etiquette and confidently led my block to pass 2 resolutions. All in all, my first online conference couldn't have gone better. Then months passed, and to be completely honest, my strenuous schoolwork made me completely forget about that international MUN conference that I had been so passionate about. But something great happened at the end of October of 2020, and that is I volunteered to chair at a local MUN conference in my home state. I was paired up to co-chair with Hannah, the other Secretary General of ISMUN, who at that time I had barely knew. We immediately clicked, and only after a few days of knowing each other, I was already texting her on a daily basis. One day, we were on a call, and I said in a jokingly manner, since our local MUN conference isn't having their conference this year, why don't we host our own conference? I mean, how hard could it be? Well, it turns out that sometimes jokes get taken seriously. Soon afterwards, Hannah and I were meeting almost every day to discuss this idea of possibly hosting our own MUN conference. In under a week, we had already created a website, timeline, and staff applications page. We were lucky enough to have a good number of people apply to be chairs, despite this being a newly founded conference. After selecting our staff, we underwent months and months of meetings, whether it be choosing our topics, writing topic guides, or practicing the parliamentary procedure and mock debates. And well, after all those months, we finally made it. Here we are, after 7 months of preparation. It's almost unreal to say this. Overall, this has been a real journey for me, and I'll tell you the story of our MUN conference to say that if you put your mind to something, you can really make it happen. So this week, you don't have to do anything extravagant. You don't have to walk away feeling inspired to create a MUN conference of your own necessarily. But I do hope that you will take away something from this conference. I hope that for this weekend, you will put your mind to something and do it. Whether it be something as small as finding the courage to speak up in your committee, or something as big as being inspired to create a MUN conference of your own. Thank you.
Greetings, delegates. My name is Hannah Morton, and I'm beyond excited to serve as one of your Secretaries General for the ISMUN Conference. I am so excited to see you all here, and I hope that through this weekend you will grow to love Model United Nations as much as I do. When I attended my first Model United Nations conference as a freshman, I felt the same way a lot of you probably feel. Absolutely petrified. I didn't know anything about parliamentary procedure, and I barely knew anything about the topics. And when I finally spoke, I was so quiet that my chair had to ask me to speak up. Needless to say, I didn't gather the courage to speak up again. But even in that first terrifying, unspectacular Model United Nations experience, I recognized that I had a missed opportunity. Afterwards, I felt so much regret over not finding the courage to speak up in committee. However, I was able to turn that regret into motivation. For my second Model United Nations conference, I returned ready to excel. I spoke at every possible opportunity, asked questions until my chair gently reminded me that I was allowed to stop, and alongside the other delegates in my committee, wrote a 10-page working paper. And when I was recognized for the Best Delegate Award, my chair announced me as the girl who wouldn't stop talking. There was clearly a night and day difference between the delegate I was in my freshman year and the delegate I was in my sophomore year. I tell you this to tell you one thing. I have been on both sides of the spectrum. I have been both a first-time delegate who refused to talk, and I have been an over-prepared, overachieving delegate determined to win. And both are extremely valuable. If you're too scared to speak, you'll still be listening, absorbing information, and learning about important global topics. If you're extremely prepared and extremely confident, you're contributing to substantial debate and helping make ISMUN the best conference it could possibly be. And if you're the third type of delegate, the one who's just here to have fun, you'll at least get a chance to meet some of the spectacular people who are a part of this conference. Regardless of whatever type of delegate you are, you contribute to the greatness of this conference, and I'm so excited to have you here. Finally, I strongly encourage everyone here to step outside their comfort zones and make friends that will last long after this conference is over. And if there's anything that Model United Nations can teach us, it's the importance of friendship and harmony to develop a more stable, more unified world. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in committee.
Honorable delegates, distinguished staff members, and most esteemed guests. My name is Hope Tan, a rising senior from Hong Kong, and this year it has been my honor to be the Undersecretary General for Zone 3. I will admit that, like most of you, I felt robbed by the pandemic. I felt like I was spending what was supposed to be some of the best years of my life, stuck at home, doing absolutely nothing. I couldn't see my friends, I couldn't go to school, and all the MUN conferences this year were suddenly postponed or canceled. But we survived, we adapted, and now we are thriving. The online MUN conference is a bit of an outlier. It's an almost completely unheard of notion that didn't really exist until this pandemic. But to me, it is a beacon of hope for the future. The fact of the matter is that what you're participating in today is extraordinary. You, as delegates and staff members, have chosen to come together today and carry on a legacy of diplomacy, regardless of the state of the world around you, pandemic or no pandemic. We are carrying forward. And isn't that what MUN is all about? ISMUN represents that despite the pandemic, around the world in Zones 1, 2, and 3, there are extraordinary students still thriving under the spirit of MUN. And although these past few months preparing for the conference have been hectic, taking 1 a.m. meetings so our time zones match, editing page after page of chair reports, perfecting mock debates with chairs, it's been strenuous. But I trust that it will all be worth it to watch you all fruitfully debate today. The truth of the matter is, when this pandemic started, I never envisioned being able to participate in MUN at this level until after COVID-19 had ended. But instead, I've gained an experience I never would have gotten had this pandemic never happened. I've met incredible MUNers from all over the world, people who inspire me and remind me why I continue this journey every single day. So to all of you here today, I wish I could have met you guys in person, but thank you for your time and effort you've given to ISMUN. You may not realize it now, but I hope each and every one of you not only has a great conference, but is proud in the knowledge that today you'll be engaging in not only the Zone 3 MUN community, but the global one. Have an amazing conference, everyone. I can't wait to see what it'll bring. Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome to ISMUN 2021. My name is Hope Tan, and this year it is my honor to be serving as the Undersecretary General for Zone 3. I will also be serving as the Zone 3 Socking Chair. I'm originally from Hong Kong, where I studied at Hong Kong International School as a rising senior, and I've done MUN for the past 5 years now. I can't wait to meet you all this weekend and get to know you.
Hello, my name is Cynthia Chisando. Please call me Tia. I'm from Indonesia and I'll be serving as Zone 3 Chair of the UNSC, and I'm really looking forward to see you. Bye!
Good morning, delegates, and thank you for signing up for ISMUN. My name is Patrice Yang from Jakarta, Indonesia, and I am currently a 12th grader taking my last year of IBDP. For this conference, I'll be one of the 2 chairs for SOCOM Committee, and I look forward to a very fruitful debate in the next 3 days of conference. Thank you, delegates, and good luck.
안녕하세요, I'm Choi Sung from South Korea, the WHO chair for Zone 3.
The thing I'm most excited about the ISMUN is working with amazing staff, but most importantly, meeting delegates, especially from the Zone 3. Therefore, I'm really looking forward to see you.
So my favorite ISMUN memory is probably drafting the topic guides with my fellow chairs. This was my first time chairing, so I had no experience in writing a topic guide or even just chairing in general. So this was a new experience to me, and I hope that you have enjoyed reading the topic guides. I know I have did a lot of research and enjoyed writing the topic guide in general. So I hope that this has benefited you in your research for the committee, and I hope to see a lot of fruitful debates based off our topic guide.
Working as an ISMUN staff was an invaluable experience for me. By working with unique people from around the world, I was able to grow as a global citizen, a team player, and of course an MUN chair. I'm really thankful for each and every one of the staff members for accompanying my journey in preparation for the ISMUN conference.